Hi guys, and welcome back to Crypto News. I'm here today to give you an update here on the Ethereum chart from a technical analysis perspective, and we can sort of look at potential price predictions, potential buying areas, and also potential trade opportunities for Ethereum over the next sort of couple of weeks or so. If you like the content, guys, if you love the TA, smash a little like on it, and again, I want to know your opinions. Hit up that comment section. Let me know if you think my TA is bad. Let me know if you think it's good. I want to know your opinions. And of course, if you like the channel, smash a little sub on it, and you're never going to miss one of our uploads here. So starting off with Ethereum here on the macro, we're going to be looking at market structure to give us sort of an idea what direction and key points we need to be looking out for reversals in market structure and market direction here. So obviously, Ethereum is in a bullish market structure. You can see these yellow lines here. They are confirmed higher lows that we have referenced here, and we have seen the confirmation of that happening. Okay, the confirmation of those higher lows being tapped and confirmed. Okay, and what I mean by that is considerable pullback and then a break of that high from that previous high pullback level. That confirms the low, and that confirms that higher low point coming through there, okay? So the most recent higher low that we do have for Ethereum right now is actually all the way down at 2,175. So even if Ethereum was to swing all the way down 26% to the downside, we're still going to be in a bullish market structure, guys, which is very important, okay? It's very important because if we break that level, yes, it's quite likely that we do see continuation to the downside from that point. But at this point in time, we're still miles away from that. So in terms of a market structure standpoint, we are still looking very, very, very bullish overall. Now, let's talk about this chart pattern, guys. This chart pattern is a very, very obvious, very, very basic one here. You can see it's a falling pizza slice. More of a technical term, it's a falling wedge, guys. Falling wedges, they do tend to usually break to the upside, okay? So it's a bullish sign there. The move that we could be looking out for, which is potentially the next trade here for Ethereum, could be looking something along the lines of this. We're going to be taking the previous wave to the upside, dragging that over to that specific break point of this falling wedge, and going to be using that to our advantage, okay? And that, in terms of percentages, that's on the table to be taken is around a 10% long position to the upside. Now, we need to be cautious. We need to be steady here because there is key levels of support and resistance that we need to be aware of, okay? Because if we're going to be longing this asset, and essentially, if we're going to be longing this asset and we get reversed on here, say if I take profits here and our stop loss is say down here, and we're longing it up and it's going great, we're in profit, it's looking good, and then out of nowhere, a massive whale sells Ethereum and dumps the chart, it's not going to be good for us, okay? It's not going to be good for us. So what we need to be doing here is staggering our take profits as we are going through this position. And what I mean by that, guys, is in terms of an equity play for your asset, what you need to do here, you've got this measure move, you need to stagger 4 take profits throughout that measure move. And that essentially, every time you hit one of these take profits, you take 25% of your equity, and you cash in. You cash in, baby. Let's go. You make money, okay? Once you hit your first take profit, you take this stop loss, right? You take your stop loss, you move your stop loss to your entry point. And then what does that do? It puts you in a position. Yes, it puts you in a position. So let me just go back here and get these plotted in. It puts you in a position that is essentially risk-free, okay? And what I mean by that is, yes, you've already taken profit once. 25% of your equity is out. 75% of your equity is still in. Your stop loss is now at your entry point. And even if you get stopped at entry, what have you lost? Nothing. Zero. Not a cent. You've actually gained because you've already taken profit on 25% of your equity. So essentially what this does, guys, it puts you in the best position for inside of a trade, okay? So if you want to be in a risk-free trade, that's the idea here, and that's sort of the most comfortable way you can be trading, especially if you are an emotional trader here. So that would be the falling wedge position to really be looking out for there. Another thing that I want to talk about, guys, is the quantum insight indicator here, and you can see the momentum for this asset is actually getting stronger to the downside, which is important here on the macro. And the reasoning for this is, guys, is because the lower that we get here, you see this little blue line here? The lower that we get here, if we get below this with conviction with the AI arrow and that cross as well for that entry point, there's actually going to be a long position. Okay, the long position signal coming through for this. And let's just break this down ever so slightly here. So as you can see, massive move to the downside. We've got that AI arrow to the upside. We've got the momentum coming down drastically here. This is what we call a lovely long position. Okay, so if we look at the chart from this area, you can see on the low side, this is exactly where we were here, guys, on that momentum point. From that zone, massive moves to the upside. Very strong here. And the reasoning why I'm referencing that right now, just want to do another one to show you guys how valid these can actually be here. You can see that we've got a massive momentum move. Didn't get the AI arrow, and you can see here we're slightly late on that curve as well. So nothing too crazy going on there, but it's really the smooth transition to the downside like this that causes that initial massive buyback sort of zone here and here. So let's just run through those two here. So you can see one here, really nice massive move to the upside, and again this area here, massive move to the upside as well after seeing that those confluences come in. So if we are looking at the live price for Ethereum right now, guys, this is where it actually gets quite interesting, because if we look at momentum and we look at this indicator, we're actually creeping down. We're creeping down lower. The lower that we creep down here, the more downside that we have for this asset, the higher chance of a massive move to the upside. Okay, so that's sort of what we're waiting on here over the next sort of 3, 4, 5 days or so. If we get those confluences coming through, it's going to be looking very good indeed. Now, the stochastic RSI as well, we've just had a bullish crossover for that. So that is a bullish sign to the upside here on the macro to be taking consideration from as well. And that will essentially mean that we're going to be finding support on the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement, again, inside of this falling wedge as well, which does mean and does look ever so more likely that we're going to see a nice run up to this potential break point that we did discuss at the start of this video. Bringing up the volume weighted average true range bands, guys. Very important indicators here. You can see that we do have the 60-minute coming down quite aggressively, and look at the resistance that we do get on this. Okay, very strong to the downside. Okay, this is not uncommon. It happens quite a lot. And what we really want here is this indicator in a progressionary stance like it is here. Okay, so the 60-minute, this little kind of pinky line here, you can see this is when it's in a progressionary stance, we can trade alongside it really nicely. Okay, really nicely. And that is in a progressionary stance to the upside. When it's in a digressionary stance to the downside here, guys, which is currently in, this is where it gets a bit choppy. Okay, it gets a little bit choppy because you can see it actually plays very strong resistance. Okay, so what we're sort of looking out for here is this 60-minute is curling up into this progressionary stance with our other position, with all the confluences from our other position coming into fruition there, and then we can essentially be looking for that lovely long trade to the upside. If we don't get that, okay, if we don't get that, I just need to stress here, guys, that it's quite unlikely that we're going to see heavy resistance in this area, and we're likely to come back down into the depths of the lower side of this wedge. Okay, so just be prepared for that. But right now, that's definitely something to really be watching out for there. But yeah, that is going to be it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed that macro TA update here for Ethereum. If we are looking for a sort of a price prediction over the next sort of 6 to 12 months or so, I probably would just be screaming all-time highs for Ethereum here, and that will be around $5,000 for Ethereum. So yeah, overall, it's still going to be a pretty solid gains, near enough a 2x there on your investment. But overall, I would say still very bullish from a market structure standpoint here over on the Ethereum chart. Guys, let me know what you think of my TA in the comment section. I'm very intrigued to know whether you're going to be taking this Ethereum position, of course. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research before jumping into any sort of positions that we do say here on this channel. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. Peace out. I'll see you in the next one.